Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Linda. Here on this channel, I share videos about sewing, pattern drafting, and everything fashion. On today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to draft and sew joggers pants. This particular joggers is the kind of one you wear alongside your hoodie. It's a high-waisted jogger with two side pockets, an elastic drawstring waist closure, and a tapered leg cuffs. If this seems like what you're interested in, you might want to hit the subscribe button and also tap on that notification bell for more videos like this. So let's hop in. So guys, the first thing I did was to mark a measurement of about 2 inches from the upper part. I took away 2 inches from that part, and then I placed my tape rule 2 inches from the line, and then I marked my crotch depth. So I didn't mark my hip line. Okay, so there's no hip line measurement for this. It's not compulsory. So after drawing the line for my crotch depth, I went upwards by 2 inches. That's for people that want to impute the hip line. So I'm not making use of my actual measurement. Okay, I'm making use of hip size of 44. This is because I want it to be free on my body. So I'm going to be marking the quarter of the hip circumference on the crotch line. So what I have is 11 inches, and then I'll go ahead and square the line upwards to the waistline. Okay, so I'm not going to be using measurement for the waist because there's going to be an elastic band, so I'm not going to be marking any measurement for the waist. So I placed my tape rule. Once again, I went ahead to mark my knee line measurement, which is 22 inches, and then after that I went ahead to mark the full length, which is around the ankle. For the length of my trouser, it's 43 inches, and I'm making use of 40 because I'm taking away 3 inches for the cuff. So I'm going to be marking 41 inches minus 3, then what I have left is 40. Then I'll go ahead and connect the lines just like this. After I am done marking the horizontal line, I went ahead to label it. That is my waistline, and this is my crotch depth. This is my knee length, and then this is my full length, which is also the same as my ankle length. Okay, so I'll go ahead and take away this part for the cuff so we can continue. So I placed my tape rule on this crotch line, and then I divided it into two to get the midpoint. This midpoint is going to help us to get our vertical measurement. So I'm going to draw a straight line from that part down to the length of the pants. And then after that, I'll go ahead and take my measurement on both sides of the line. For the knee line, I'm going to be measuring 5 inches from this part on the inseam, and then on the outer seam, I'm going to mark 5 inches. So I'll repeat the same thing on the ankle line. So for this part, I'll be taking away ½ inch on both sides, which means I'll be marking 4.5 inches on the inseam and also 4.5 inches on the outseam. Then on this part of the waistline, I'll be coming inwards by 1 inch. I'm going to be taking out 1 inch around that part because I want it to be a little fitted around the waist. So I went ahead to use my curved ruler to connect it straight into the sides. And also on this part, I'll be connecting the dots all the way down to the ankle. So I went ahead to connect the 1 inch mark with my curved ruler to the hip area, and then for the rest of the line, I drew a straight line all the way down, just like you see me doing. Also at the inseam, I went ahead to connect the line using my curved ruler, following the points I made earlier. So I'm just going to use this ruler to connect all the points I made when I was taking the measurements, and after I was done, this is what I had. So I went ahead to cut out the 1 inch I had here at the waistline, and then I cut out the rest of the pattern entirely. So I'll set this aside, and then the next thing I'll do is to cut this pattern out on the fabric. So first of all, I'm going to be cutting out the front pattern, and later I'll be using that front pattern to cut out the back. The reason why I'm doing it this way is to economize for pattern paper. I barely have enough pattern paper for this illustration. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to place my tape rule this way. I'm going to subtract 0.5 inches here, and then I'm going to use the curve ruler to create that curve in order to allow the front to sit well after stitching. After I was done, the next thing I did was to cut it out. Now that I've taken out that portion, the next thing I will do is to create the zipper fly, which will be inactive. I'm just drawing this out for design purpose. So I'll go ahead and measure 6 inches from that part and then 2 inches from this part as well, and then I'll create a curve for the zipper fly. So this is really optional. If you want, you can include your zipper fly, and then if you want, you can just stitch the front just straight up the way it is on the pattern paper. So I'm just including this for design purpose and not really to function as a zipper fly. There will be no zipper there anyways. So I went ahead to cut out the pattern and also cut out the part where I included the zipper fly. So guys, after I was done cutting the front, I placed my front pattern paper on another fresh fabric. As you can see, I folded it into 2 equal halves, and then I went ahead to mark 2 inches on the crotch and 1 inch all the way downwards. And after I was done, I went ahead to connect the points with my curved ruler. At the crotch area, I'm making sure to include 2.5 inches, okay? So I have 2.5 inches there, and I went down by half of an inch. And at the upper part like this, I added 1.5 inches there as well. So I'm going to draw a not so curvy line from there, as you can see, and then connect it into the crotch line. I also went ahead to draw this part into the waistline. So just draw a slanted line into the waistline and connect. And also you need to trace the sides of the outer seam before cutting it out. So guys, after I was done cutting the back piece, the next thing I did was to set the fabric aside, and then I'm left alone with my pattern paper again. Now I'm going to be including my pockets. So I'm marking 6 inches from this part, okay, 6 inches, and then at the top I'll be marking 2 inches. You can make it 2.5 if you want it to be very wide. So I'll go ahead and square it off with my ruler, and then I'll be using a curved ruler to draw out the curve for the pocket and also cut it out. Next, I went ahead to cut out pieces for the pocket itself. So I'm going to mark 12 inches like this, and then 6 inches or 7 inches for the wideness, and then connect everything into a square or a rectangle as the case may be. This is how the pocket is going to be positioned. I'm going to draw a curve to bring out the shape of the pocket, and then I'm going to take out this piece that I cut out from the pattern paper, place it on the fabric just to have the same measurements on the fabric. So guys, I'm going to be placing my pattern paper on it like this, and it's going to look exactly like this on the inside of our trouser pants. And now I'm going to use this piece to cut out extra 3 pieces for our pocket, which means we are going to be having 4 pieces. 2 out of it is going to be the pocket facing, and the other 2 is going to serve as the pocket itself. So after I was done, I'll go ahead and just trace this part like this, and then what I have left, I will subtract it from this part, and I will have the pocket facing and the pocket itself. So I'll go ahead and cut out the excess. So guys, the next thing is to work on the cuff for the ankle. What I have here is 9 inches, so we are going to compress it this way into the cuff. To measure and cut out the cuff, I'm going to bring out a piece of fabric like this, and then I'll measure 6 inches, but on fold I'm going to be having 3 inches. So I'll go ahead and measure 3.5 inches on fold, and after folding it this way once more, I'm going to be measuring 5 inches for the width. So I have 3.5 by 5 inches like this. And after I was done marking, I went ahead to cut it out. So guys, this is what I had after I was done cutting. I went ahead to duplicate this because we were needing to cuff for the 2 legs. So for the pocket, this is what it looks like. This is all the pattern I'll be making use of, and as you can see, I'm just arranging them for you guys to see. And there goes the pocket, and also this is our front and back pattern, which is ready to be stitched. So the next thing I'll go ahead and do is to draft the waistband. So that will be in the part 2 of this video after we are done stitching these two pieces together. If you are still with me up to this extent, thanks for watching. I love you guys, and if you haven't found a reason to subscribe to this channel yet, kindly do so, because I'll be putting out more content like this on this channel. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.